Hello again, everyone, and this is another short video, this time dealing with, are we losing control of how information is organized? Unlike any other time in human history, we now deal with huge amounts of information, frequently updated several times a day. And this is overwhelming, in my perspective, traditional ways of organizing information. Take, for example, the smartphone. It now has huge numbers of options. And I can understand as a developer, you want to keep your product current. You want to enable all those features that you have, but what do you call them? How do you classify them? Even when you know your audience is just like going down through list after list after list. And it's become clear that the way we used to organize information is no longer feasible. We have to come up with I think we're going to end up having to come up with a universal legend, for lack of a better term, that we instruct ourselves on early on. And unfortunately, it will also have to be upgraded as the society changes. Because I frequently spend a fair bit of every day going through documentation. I just went through some documentation for a friend, and finding the answer is, we found it, but it wasn't easy to find, and it wasn't categorized in a way that you would think it should be. There was no document that said, if your computer is failing to turn on and it has the following behavior, do this. It was actually, part of a group of 5 different computers in a brand, and in each classification of computer, this document was named something slightly different, as though they had changed the title as they evolved. And it was more basic brute force, just read the entire document to kind of find the information that we needed, which we found. But it was like, holy inefficiencies. It was just way too much work. And, even when you think logically, you break an issue down into core concepts, that does not guarantee that the person writing the material has the same set. So again, it's like we both have 2 different legends for the same map. We need a universal underpinning for the organization of information. And that's one big task. It's going to be interesting to see how it evolves. And on this topic, I would really like your input, pro or con, or if you can point me in directions of ongoing projects and any other ideas you have. This has nothing, or this only begins to scratch the surface, because on top of it all, we have cultures and all sorts of things. And I'm intrigued on how AI is ultimately also going to get into here. Maybe it'll finally be able to reduce it down to something useful. The other issue that we handle a lot on a daily basis at the organization I volunteer at is trying to keep our manuals up to date for the public. Because frequently, even between minor changes of a device or a phone, they might move something out of a category and move it or merge it. As I said in the short article, the other day we started work connected to the office network, and the software we use to keep in contact with each other and just sort of amalgamated several functions into another area. Well, we spent 20 minutes figuring out, okay, where is it? How does it work now? And what do they call it? And I was just struck by how inefficient that was. Because really, there was no reason to do what they did. It did save a little bit of screen space, but only marginally so. And it was just like, what? You needed to do an update to the UI, to the user interface? Why? Anyway, so I'll stop babbling now because I've got to get back to work. But I did want to put this out to you. I run the blog notesintheleftmargin.com, and my name is Patrick Clark. Feel free to leave a comment either on the blog or on YouTube. I read them all and will do my best to respond to you. Have a good day, everyone, and bye-bye for now.